After 4 months, 15 weeks, and 13 games, 26 teams started, and now only 2 are left standing. One team looking to repeat as champs, and the other looking for the first title. Welcome to the Bell Sports Complex, home of the Montreal Canadiens and host of tonight's Flag Plus Football Division III Championship game between the Conference A winners in the Brotherhood and the Conference B champs in the Bearskins. I'm Brent Bach, and I'm joined on the broadcast by my partner, Simon Dagenet. Simon, these are the final 2 team standings. I said at the top, the Brotherhood are looking to repeat as back-to-back champs. The Bearskins are looking for the first title. What kind of game should we expect?
I'm expecting a very high offense game, where a very fast-paced game, right? We're going to have 2 teams that won't be looking to have 8, 9, 10 play drives. I'm expecting 40 bombs, and I'm expecting fast, explosive plays. Even if it's underneath, guys like Khalil Kerr or Kwesi Gordon-Mall playing for the Brotherhood can take a 2-yard slant for 40 yards, right? They're able to juke everybody and just go out, take it off the field. I'm expecting the same thing from the other team, where Neil Adamson is going to be able to hit guys like Sasha Papic or Marco Bertoldi down the middle for big plays. And I'm expecting this to go back and forth really quickly, so we're going to see a lot of scoring in a very short amount of time.
Now, we've seen both teams, obviously a lot of experience on both teams, multiple All-Stars. There's a Hall of Famer on each side. Those are some of the similarities. What are the differences between the Brotherhood and the Bearskins?
So Brotherhood, we're looking at a very top-heavy team, right? We're looking at a team that's built around the fact that Theo Ojea, Jamal Giddens, Kwesi Gordon-Mall, and Khalil Kerr is taking the bulk of the cap. 4 guys are taking pretty much all the cap, and the Majid brothers, or the captains of this team, are looking to sort of fill in with what's left of the cap. So they're looking for low cap hits, so it's a very top-heavy team. Where on the other side, for Bearskins, it's a very balanced team. Everybody has a role. All 6 players are doing a specific job, and everybody's sort of like interchangeable, right? You could change one guy here, change one guy there, and the team still works. Whereas Brotherhood, if you take out Theo Ojea or Jamal Giddens, the team falls apart.
Okay, and talking about Theo Ojea, obviously the quarterback, the end-all, be-all of this team, all-star defender, all-star quarterback, or offensive player at least. Only 7 games this season, 19 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, but he stepped up his game so far in the postseason with 14 TDs to 2 INTs. But it's his scrambling ability as a quarterback that really makes him the most dangerous. There's going to be a huge matchup with him against the rusher for the Bearskins and Kevin Lindman. How do you think that one's going to break down? Or what should I say does Kevin Lindman need to do to make sure his team comes up with the W?
So we see very different Theo Ojea in the playoffs, right? In the regular season, he was trying things out. He was trying to play as a pocket, try certain plays. It wasn't really working. He was making a lot of mistakes. But in his mind, he knew the regular season doesn't matter for Brotherhood, because they'll make it. And in the playoffs, he could just flip the switch. Theo can run. He doesn't need to practice it. He's able to do it. Now, he's such a shifty player, so fast, that a guy like Kevin Lindman is going to have to break down in front of him and keep him in front of him. If Theo's able to run early, the Brotherhood's defense is going to fall apart. You can't have a guy like him running with the football in his hands. So you need to force him to throw and then let your secondary make the play. So Kevin Lindman only needs to limit by keeping in front of him. He doesn't need to sack him. He just needs to make sure he doesn't run.
Now, one player on each side we want to talk about. Jamal Giddens, receiver, former teammate of yours of lightweight, playing receiver this afternoon for Brotherhood. He's having phenomenal playoffs so far for a number of touchdowns, 7 touchdowns so far in the postseason. How much of a factor do you think he'll play this evening?
The whole offense revolves around him. He's the number 1 guy on offense. If he doesn't have a big game, the Brotherhood's offense doesn't have a big game.
So we're going to start this one. The Brotherhood will win the toss, electing to start with the ball. Ojea gets a snap. He tosses down over the middle to the snapper, Khalil Kerr. He makes one man miss. Takes it up the right sideline. Finally tackled by number 13, Sasha Papic.
This
so
is
a quick, fast start for the Brotherhood.
This is the sort of play I've seen from Brotherhood all postseason. Is Theo loves those dink and dunks to the snapper. So Khalil just gets a 1-2 step, gets the ball. We all know how explosive he is. As soon as he touches the ball, he can make plays.
Second down now. Theo gets the snap, tosses it to Kerr again. Kerr, he's tackled. Taken out hard to the floor by Sean Avram.
Seeing a play like this, again, it's the same thing. They're getting 3-4 yards, give or take. But now you have third and 1, third and 2.
Third and 2.
Right? This is a very manageable position for a quarterback. And as a runner, the way Theo is, this is a sort of situation, if your Bearskins on defense, they could do anything from here. Right? They could throw it deep, they could throw it short. They have an extra play, because even on 4th down, this is still dangerous territory for the Brotherhood's offense.
Kwesi Gordon-Mall going to the backfield now from running back with the Concordia Stingers. Ojea lets it keep it. Flag on the play. He tosses it into the ground. I have to wait to see what this call is. You have to imagine it's going to go possibly rusher interference going against the Brotherhood.
So this is the tricky part about this play. You decide to go with a running back next to him, fakes the handoff, but if he blocks the rusher without getting the ball, so if Theo gives the ball to Kwesi, right, he's allowed to run the rusher because he's got the football, so he's allowed to run at him. But if he doesn't give the ball because the rusher's coming at them, then it becomes interference. They lose 5 yards, so they won't lose a down, still third down. But now instead of having, like we mentioned, 3rd and 1, they're looking at 3rd and 6, which sort of takes away the fact that they went short twice in a row.
So what you're doing, Ashley, the Bearskins declined the penalty, and Theo basically just threw the ball on the ground. So now it's bringing up 4th down. So I have to see.
And since he threw it on the ground behind the line of scrimmage, they're calling it dead where the ball fell as a what would have been a lateral in tackle football, but here since there's no lateral, it's a dead ball, dead spot.
Yep.
3 yards behind, so we're at 4th and 5 approximately.
So the Brotherhood electing not to punt. They're going to go for it. Their first 4th down of the game. Let's see what they do here. But Jay gets a snap. He's looking at the field. He's going to his right, now to his left. He gets past Livin, but then he backs up. He launches the ball deep downfield in the end zone. Oh, just off of the hands. I believe that was Jamal Gittins, I believe.
Yes, that was Jamal.
Who dropped that ball in the back of the end zone. That ball just getting over the fingertips of an outstretched Sasha Papage.
This is exactly what Brotherhood's MO has been since day one. Is they have the ability to have a scrambler quarterback like Theo in the backfield, beat the rusher by time, and a guy like Jamal Gittins who they're in sync with. The ball was placed really well. It was just out of Sasha Papage's reach. This is a very unusual drop from a receiver like Jamal Gittins.
Now, how surprised were you that Theo, that Ojea, just didn't like to run on the play? It looked like he had the edge on Libman.
I think they wanted to go for the knockout punch right away, right? If you're able to score on this 4th down, it puts a knock on the defense, right? You feel like you're in control. They score. It's very tough on your morale.
San Antonio Bearskins started the ball inside Brotherhood territory. Pass from Neil Ettinson to Marco Bertoldi. A gain of about 5 yards on the play. Make it 6, setting up now 2nd and 4 for the Brotherhood deep inside, for the Bearskins rather, deep inside Brotherhood territory.
This is a very, very important drive for Neil Edmondson. He doesn't have a lot of field to work with. As long as they score, it doesn't matter how ugly it is. As long as they score, they go up and it puts a lot of confidence in their team. If he can't score here, it's the other way around, and then Brotherhood gets the morale back.
So Ettinson, one member of this Bearskin squad who has yet to win a championship. Bertoldi with the catch. He's tackled right away. Gain of about 1 yard. Tackle, I believe that was by Khalil Kerr. So a number of Bearskins members have won championships. Vinny Galano, Sasa Papage, Marco Bertoldi, Sean Avram. But the Bearskins as a team have not won a championship yet. And they've been in the league for a number of seasons.
The Edinson brothers haven't won a championship. The core of the Bearskins as a whole haven't, but a lot of their pieces, right, like you mentioned, a lot of their pieces won championships before different teams. Yep. It's going to be fun to see what they can bring to this team.
So now 3rd and 1. Ettinson to his right. He finds a man. It's limit. Touchdown, Bearskins.
Beautiful play call by the Bearskins. Beautiful execution. And it's fun to see Nelson use other guys that's not named Sasha Papich or Marco Bertoldi. It's fun to see him early in the game go to a guy like Kevin Libman, who most people wouldn't expect him to have a huge impact in this game.
Well, Libman so far in the postseason, 12 receptions, 208 yards, 9 touchdowns. That makes his 10th right there. He's really stepping up his game in the postseason. But speaking to your point, Simon, obviously I want to say a bit of a top-heavy offense with Papage and Bertoldi getting the majority of balls from Ettinson. Ettinson now team's going for 1. Good look off by the quarterback, tosses to the back of the end zone. The Kyle Britton just out of bounds.
A good play call, a good execution from Neil. Just the pass itself wasn't great, like it was off target, but the look off, like you mentioned, was great. The play calling was amazing. If they're able to go back to that a little bit later in this game, this is going to be a successful play in the red zone.
So now 2nd drive of the game, starting for the Brotherhood. As we saw earlier, they went for it on 4th down, 0 for 1 so far on 4th down. Basically a 4 now. Good pass by Ojea, hitting Majid in the flats.
I expect an offense like this to like in regular times. Theo Ojea doesn't really go to the Majid brothers, whether it's Ahmed or Saad. They don't get a lot of targets. We all know they're not the receivers Jamal against Kwesi Khalil Kwesi Gornamal or Khalil are, but they're still there. They're still very reliable. They just need to find a way to use them better on key downs.
So I meant Majid coming down to catch on that play. Pass by Ojea to Curl. He gets past the first man, and I believe that was Avram, but his flag fell off. But he should, I believe, have enough for the 1st down. Have to wait and see where exactly the ball is being marked.
They do.
It's first down Brotherhood.
So in a situation like this, if they're able to use the Majid brothers as decoys, or even give them a few targets to force the difference coverage to that side, because we could see from their defensive lineup, they're focusing more on the right side, right? Their best DBs are on the right side. It could be a good time for the Majid brothers to have a huge impact early in this game.
First and 10, OJ gets a snap. Low pass. Ahmed Majid was wide open. The pass was low from OJ, setting up 2nd and 10.
I'm curious to see what Brotherhood offensively are going to do moving forward. Right, like you can't allow Bearskins to have multiple possessions on back-to-back. Like if Brotherhood gets stopped here and Neil Anderson gets the ball back, scores, you're down 12, and you don't have the ball in the second half, which is a huge thing for them. Brotherhood needs to get an offense going. Needs to get their offense going.
OJ gets a snap, quick pass again to Majid. He's tackled right away by Kyle Britton. Looks to be a gain of about 4, maybe 5 on the play. The officials for today's game are Craig O'Brien, John DeLala, and Steve Donald.
Very good experienced crew.
3-man crew always for the playoffs.
Yep. They keep going to this dick and dunk where Theo barely touches the ball, just throws it right away to somebody. Kevin Libman had impact on one play, the play that they broke down earlier, but aside from that, made him irrelevant. I'm curious to see when Theo's actually going to try to hold the ball longer.
OJ gets a snap. He drops back deep, passes it over the middle. Gittins with the catch. He breaks through one tackle, finally brought down by, I believe that was Vinny Gulano, right over the middle. Avoided attack by Avram to Gittins, but he was taken down finally by Gulano, and now it appears that the Brotherhood are in the red zone.
If the Brotherhood's offense is able to do things like that, they're able to get a guy like Kwesi or Jamal underneath on deeper patterns like 10 ends and force the defense to move back, there's no way the Brotherhood's offense won't be able to score over and over, right? Like they won't be stopped. So they need to find a solution for that. It's the first time we've seen this play, just to see what Bearskins are going to do defensively moving forward.
And this is the first time in the postseason that the Brotherhood have trailed in the first half. Quick slant caught by Gittins. He's tackled by Gulano, knocking over Avram in the process. Another quick hitter by OJ, and as you mentioned, Simone, that seems to be the recipe for success, or at least the recipe in general for this Brotherhood offense. Well,
Brotherhood understands the fact that it's flag football, right? You can't tackle players, so they understand the fact that once these guys touches the ball, they're so hard to tackle in space that all he needs to do is get the ball to a receiver and let them make plays for him, the same way he would do on offense, right? As a receiver, so he's creating plays where he doesn't have to make a difficult throw. He doesn't need to make, like a 2-yard sign is easy to throw.
Andre gets the ball, he rolls to his right, toss, and that ball is dropped. Jamal Gittins can hang on to that ball as he was falling out of balance. And it's funny because I saw him last week make a number of catches in their semifinal win over Les Malouds last Sunday night, where he made a couple of sideline catches, one of them for a touchdown. Gittins, unfortunately, for the Brotherhood, not able to trap that ball right there before he fell out of bounds.
I love these quick out plays. I love how the tempo that the Brotherhood is setting, is the defense doesn't have a lot of time. Right? We're not looking at long plays that scrambles and the defense gets a chance. It's the first cut, the ball's out, somebody catches it, and then get the tackle. Bearskins' defense is barely reacting, and it gives Brotherhood a good chance.
Jay gets the snap once again, looking to the corner. He has a man, and just not coming down with it. It was Ahmed Majid.
That was Kwesi going to Mall, actually.
Pardon me, you're absolutely right. I got confused by the little hair on the head, confusing with Ahmed, who has pretty much no hair on his head.
Yeah, there was a good play design. Kwesi was basically alone all the way in the back. It's fun to see the Brotherhood use more crossing concepts and guys going back and forth. It's something that Bearskins going to have to find a way against, but their defense they've been more aggressive in the flats because of the way they've been driving. So far, play calling wise, this Brotherhood's offense has been flawless.
So Jay about to get the snap once again. Good snap by Kerr. Toss to the right side, caught by Gordon Mall, but he's deflagged by Avram.
Deflagged or tackled, there's a bunch of ways to see it. Vinny Guilano made a key tackle right there on the sidelines. Kwesi cut the ball a little bit short. Maybe it should have been in. Maybe he should have ran his pattern in. It depends what the play calling was. Vinny Guilano was able to get there on time, and I'm about to say pushed out of bounds rather than tackled out of bounds. But it doesn't matter. He still made the tackle. Kwesi couldn't score, and now they turn the ball over at the 1.
Yeah, play was on 4th down, so absolutely a turnover on downs. So it's 2 turnover on downs basically for the Brotherhood to start this game.
Which is huge now because Bearskins have this game in control.
So Edinson now, Neil waiting for the snap. He gets it from his brother Ryan. Quick hitter. Yes, Bertoldi. Bertoldi is a solid gain of about 8 yards. Finally brought down by Theo Ojea.
So as a quarterback, the best things your defense could do is get you the ball back without scoring. So in this particular situation, you're starting on defense. You get the ball twice without the other team scoring. It's the ideal situation for any quarterback. The flip side, getting the ball at the one is one of the most nerve-wracking situations because you know you can't step back. Rush is coming. You got to get rid of this ball quickly. If you're able to get 4, 5, 6 yards on the play, it's a huge win for you.
And I'll ask you a question about that after this play here. Ettenson gets the ball. He rolls to his left, passes it over the middle to his brother. Ryan's not able to handle the ball, as he falls down backwards to the turf. So I want to ask you, obviously, a lot of times you find quarterbacks, no matter what division it is, they take that snap out of shotgun and they take it for granted that if you have a good snapper, the ball's going to come to you, and half the time they're already looking to see where the receivers are downfield before they get the ball. But how important is it to make sure you get that snap, especially when you're in the goal line? And do you feel, for you personally as a quarterback, do you feel there's added pressure at that moment?
There's always added pressure when you're at the one because you know if you bubble it, it's a safety. It's not just like, oh, whatever, we'll take a sack on first down. Right? Like it does. It's 2 points, giving the ball back to the other team. So it's a turnover and points, and because you made a mistake by yourself.
Oh, that pass is almost picked off. Good job jumping the route by Jamal Gittins. Galano not able to handle that ball. He juggled it as he made his way to the sideline.
I expect Brotherhood to be able to make these kinds of plays defensively. We know them as ball hawks, as TOJ and Jamal Gittins as safeties, right? Like they play far deep. They expect the ball to be thrown over their heads and make plays on them. But we know how talented these guys can be as lockdown corners too. Right, like in Division 1, they play lockdown corners. So if you want to pick on guys like them, they need to make them pay right away, and this should have been a pick.
So that drop by Gulano sets up now a 3rd and about 1, possibly 2 for the Bearskins offense. Ettenson gets the snap. He rolls to his left. Is he going to run? He tosses it behind. It's picked up by Ojea off the hands of Papage. There goes Ojea. He gets by one man, finally brought down by Bertoldi. First down, the Brotherhood via the interception by Theo Ojea.
So remember how about 5 minutes ago we said if you're a quarterback, this is the best thing you could do is you get the ball back. As long as Neil doesn't make a mistake, they score again. It's 12-0. They get the ball in the second half. You're up basically 3 possessions. Now this happens. You saw Neil panic. Right, the rusher was coming. He stepped aside. He created the window for himself, but the play he wanted wasn't there. So instead of running or throwing the ball in the current for a 4th down, he chucked it in the middle, hoping for his guy to turn around. The ball was behind him. The receiver couldn't turn around, get it, and now it was picked off. You lose your 4th down attempt, and you're giving him an extra yardage.
So he basically performed 2 cardinal sins on that play, turning the ball over deep in his own territory, and. Oh, pardon me. Snap right here. We'll get back to that in a second. Ojea with the ball. Tosses it to the flats to Kerr. Oh, beautiful tackle by Vinny Galano. Shutting that play down in his tracks.
Vinny misses his tackle right here, and that's an 8 to 9 yard gain minimum, right? Like Khalil is so good in open space. He's so fast that 2-yard hitch turns into what potentially could be a 1st down and more, right? So this is a key tackle for Bearskins. If they're able to keep doing these kinds of tackles all game, like there's a spectacular tackle, but if they're able to keep doing these reasonably, like 75% of the time, this Brotherhood's offense is going to struggle.
Vinny showing why he's a Hall of Famer right there. Another quick pass to Kerr. Gets past one tackler and Limbman, finally brought down by Sean Avram.
Your boy, Sean Avram.
Pick up of about 4, possibly 5 yards on the play, setting up 3rd down for the Brotherhood.
So we're basically back where we were 6 minutes ago. Brotherhood was driving in the second drive of the game. They are basically in Bearskins' zone. They need to score to tie this game up. Bearskins made a mistake. Now they're giving Brotherhood an extra chance again. I don't know how many chances Brotherhood are going to get.
Here's a quick pass. Oh, and that was a dangerous one. Ojea was lucky that wasn't picked off by Gulano. That pass intended for Quasi Gordon Mall. He was open, but that pass was way behind him.
The pattern was open, but I feel like there was miscommunication between where Tio wanted Quasi to go and where Quasi actually went. And Vinny Guilano is a very smart defender. Like for some reason, people keep thinking he's a Division 4 player, but he's not. He's a Division 1 player that's been slugging in lower divisions. And this is the case. His assignment was probably to play in front. He realized nobody was coming at him because he read the play. He stepped back a bit, and he was in position to make a play on the ball, which a lot of people would have most likely made a mistake on.
So now Ojea gets a snap again. Gets past Limon. Rolling to his right, looking for an opening. He tosses it back across his body. Touchdown! Brotherhood. Ahmed Majid ties this game up at 6 apiece.
So this is huge. This is exactly what we discussed. Ojea's ability to scramble. right? Like, he made Kevin Lemon step. He beat him, start running. The defense moved up because they expected Theo to be the runner, right? They expected him, this fast, speedy guy, to step up and run. Did not, planted, saw a wide open receiver to the other side was Majid. And he manages to use multiple receivers in the same play, made the defense miss, and this is what Theo Ojea brings to this team that nobody else could.
Yeah, my apologies. That was not Ahmed. You're right, Simon. That was actually Saad Majid.
This is the biggest difference between seeing Lonnie Johnson play for the Brotherhood and Theo Ojea play for the Brotherhood. Lonnie Johnson could not do these kind of plays.
Lonnie Johnson's the better passer, but obviously Theo Ojea, his ability to... Whoa, nice catch there by Kerr, surviving the contact from Sasa Papage.
And now, instead of being tied, Brotherhoods are up by 2 because it was 2-point convert.
2-point convert, exactly.
And I don't anticipate Bearskins to be able to keep up with 2-point converts. But like, if you're breaking it down, the Brotherhood's ability to go for 2 could be key in this game if Bearskins have the inability to score on converts. They missed the first one. Now, even if they score, you're instead of being 8-6, you're 12-8 is not a super comfortable position to be in.
So the Bearskins back now on offense. Neil Ettinson getting the snap. Looking over the middle. That ball's tipped. Good job by Khalil Kerr. Knocking that ball out of the air, bringing up 2nd and 10 for the Bearskins.
So there's a huge, like, you don't see it in the game, but you feel it here in Brossard. Early in the game, Brotherhood was very calm, right? They were playing their game. They were trying to make those things happen. Let's just go out there and play football. But now you feel like they've got something to play for, right? Like you could hear from the sidelines, you could see in their motion that they're on now. Like, they care about this game and they're showing up. And this is a dangerous team when they're active like this.
Quick snap. Going to the left sideline is Ettinson. He has a man in Papage. Touchdown, Sasa Papage. Over the outstretched Theo Ojea, and Papage gives him a stare as he walks back to get some congratulations from Kevin Limman. 12-8 lead now for the Bearskins.
So this is one of the biggest difference between Sasha Papage and anybody else on Bearskins. We talked about it's a well-balanced team. We talked about how, most players are replaceable, but Sasha Papage remains their number 1. Right? He's the number 1 receiver on this team, and he showed it right here. Theo put a hand on the ball. He misjudged the ball. He wasn't expecting it to go this deep, this far. He misjudged it a little bit. He still managed to put his hand on it, but Sasha, if he put a hand on it and Sasha has 2, that's a catch for him. And you saw it right here.
So the Bearskins now going for the 1-point conversion. Ettinson gets the snap. He rolls to his right now, back to his left, looking to the corner. He has a man. He overthrows Marco Bertoldi. So the score will stand now at 12-8 for the Bearskins, with just under 2.5 minutes remaining in this first half.
What should be an 18-8 game, right? Considering Bearskins should have scored in the previous drive. What should be an 18-8 game is now a 12-8. And Brotherhood are in a unique position that if they're able to keep up this tempo, keep their emotions in check, and score quickly here, they'll drain Bearskins' momentum away.
Ojea gets a snap. Another dirt ball. Throw it over to Ahmed Majid.
Yes.
And that seems to be a problem for Theo. That's the second dirt ball that's hit the grass, missing a wide open Majid.
He's trying these no-lookers to his left side. Right? Like, he notices that the defense is playing very far off on that side. They're playing more conservative on the left side because they're more afraid of what's coming to the right side, and they're cheating on Khalil as a snapper. So they're sort of leaving Ahmed open. Theo's been trying to look off to get that going, but it just hasn't worked really great yet.
Second down now, and Ojea looks to run. He starts, pass over the middle. Saad Majid making the catch. He's rumbling down the sideline, finally taken down by Carl Britton, Sasha Papage. The Bearskins had to hold their breath for a second there. Papage fell to the ground, looked like he got knocked over, perhaps by the big man Majid.
Saad Majid is a very underrated player. We all expect him not to be like a very strong receiver, but if you look at his size, right? Just look at the matchup between him and Carl Britton. The size difference. If you have a jump ball to throw, this is a great opportunity for you. And you saw it right here. He saw the positioning of Kyle Britton, saw the position of Saad, and he's thinking, Kyle can't play this ball if Saad's in front of him. I think this is something they're going to go back to more now.
Jay gets a snap now, rolls over to his left a bit, toss to the corner, wide open, Kwesi Godomal, touchdown, the Brotherhood. And they reestablished the lead now, 14-12, with 40 seconds remaining in this first half.
This stings. If you're Bearskins defense, this stings because you're thinking you've got this game in check. You've stopped them twice already. This is their 4th drive of the first half, and they score. They make you look bad. TOJ made them look bad. Now you've got the opportunity to go up by more than 2 points. You're already up 14-12. You have this opportunity to go up by even more, and you need to be aware of the clock. You can't give the other team too many plays. By scoring this quickly, this is one of the knocks on this drive. Is there was about 2 minutes left in the game. If you're able to grind the clock as much as possible and only give Bearskins 2 to 3 plays to score, it's difficult. As an offense, it's difficult. But if you're giving them 5 to 6 plays, it's easier, right?
2-point conversion now here for the Brotherhood. Ojea dropping back deep, at least 10 to 15 yards. Toss over the middle. Goes off a number of hands. Finally Gittins, and that goes out of play.
Sasha Papic made a huge play right here for this Bearskins defense on the convert. Another 2-point convert, like you mentioned. This could have been a big turnover, right? You're looking at 16-12 lead instead of 14-12. Sasha Papic read the play perfectly, saw Jamal coming in from the side, sort of like acted like it wasn't there, baited the quarterback, and tipped the ball away.
So 5 plays remaining. You heard the whistle. That signals 5 plays remaining in the first half. Got a 14-12 lead by the Brotherhood, courtesy of a touchdown late in this first half by Quasi Gordon Mall. Bearskins now starting out on offense. Ettenson gets a snap from his brother. Toss on the right sideline, and that's way out of bounds. Golano had at least 2, 3, 4 steps on Gordon Mall, but that was just a bad pass by Neil Ettenson.
Neil sort of looked off the first cut by Vini Golano, and Quasi jumped that, but the ball placement wasn't what Vini needed it to be. When you only have 5 plays, you have a lot of things you could do, right? You could hit 8-yarders, take off 3 8-yards in a row, go into the zone, and then take 2 shots at the end zone. But if you're throwing balls away like this, or if you take a sack, you're losing that opportunity to open up your playbook for you. If they don't get at least 10 yards here, you only have 3 plays from your own 10. It's not a great position to be in.
Now, if you don't pick up if you don't pick up a first down here, would you think about punting, perhaps? Oh, it's a big catch on the sideline by Avram. It's knocked down by Gordon Mall, but the veteran's still able to come up with a big catch.
I never punt in this league. I don't think punting. The problem is when you're considering punting is a team like Bearskins and even Brotherhood have the ability to convert on 4th and 10s, 4th and 15s. They have the players to make it, and they have the ability to create plays out of nothing. So keep the ball in your control. Control the pace of the game, and control the game by having it on offense. If you have it on defense, you're giving you're basically by punting, you're giving the other team the opportunity to beat you. Control the game. Worst case, you don't get it, but you can still defend from the 10. You're not giving them a touchdown.
Shoot. 3rd and 1 here. Edinson gets a snap. He's on his left. Toss to the left sideline, and that's way out of bounds. Intended for Marco Bertoldi. And I asked you, Simone, the only reason why I suggested doing that punt 4th down coming up here is because there's so few plays left. If they had punted the ball, beating the Bearskins, instead of going for it there on the 3rd and 1, well, pardon me, before the catch rather by Avram, if Avram hadn't been able to catch that, make that catch, pardon me, would have set up 3rd and long.
Well, you get 4th down, right? You still get another shot at it. But yes, if it was like 4th and 10 with 2 plays left, I would consider punting. 1, because you only give the other team 1 shot at it from their own 10. Right? You also give them 40 yards to go in the field. If you're only giving 10, the playbook opens up. If there's only 1 play left, it's a completely different discussion.
So 4th and 1 now. Ensign gets the snap. Right over the middle. Right to his brother. Oh, in and out of the hands of the usually reliable Ryan Ensign. So turnover on downs now by the Bearskins, giving the Brotherhood the ball back. I believe about 1 play remaining here.
1 play from give or take the 20.
Just above mid. Yeah. No, just above midfield, really.
Yeah, about like the 20. Right? You're about 20 yards away. If Brotherhood's able, because Bearskin starts on offense in the second half, right? So if Brotherhood cannot score here, basically Bearskins go into the second half saying the game's tied, it's a brand new game, let's go back playing the second half. But if Brotherhood's able to score here, not only will they be up by 8, but potentially 2 scores with the convert. It's a huge, not only momentum swing, but it's also like a huge knock on what Bearskins have been doing. They started off so good, but
exactly, now it's kind of crumbling a little bit. But to see again, this is an extremely veteran team. Both teams really veteran teams, but especially the defense of the Bearskins. Let's see if they can make a stand here. Theo gets the ball, drops back, throws it over the middle, and that's picked off. Sean Avram.
Your boy Sean Avram.
He gets tackled in the end zone. And that will do it for the first half of action, pardon me. A 14-12 lead for the Brotherhood over the Bearskins. So what are your impressions so far from the first half of this game?
This has been like a tale of like 2 ends, right? Like the game started off, you were expecting Brotherhood to go on offense, score, drive the field. back-to-back drives with turnover and downs. Huge plays from Bearskins defense to force turnover and downs. You notice how Brotherhood offense wasn't comfortable anymore, right? They were going to their plays. It wasn't working. Bearskins was going on offense and scoring. So you're like, okay, Bearskins got this game locked down. They could be at a 3-possession lead already. And then Bearskins offense made mistakes. Allowed Brotherhood to come back in this game. Brotherhood got the converts. Not only did they get back in this game, took the lead away from Bearskins. And now it feels like a brand new game where Brotherhood is in control.
And that's exactly it. I mean, it feels like two different. Usually in this league, you see a tale of two halves.
That's it. That's the word I was looking for.
Exactly. And you're welcome. And then it's kind of a tale of the first half, really. Two tales of the first half, where you mentioned the Bearskins got off to a great start. They first, as you talked about, two turnovers on downs from the Brotherhood offense, but then they started to crumble. As we saw again, the Brotherhood committing two turnovers. Let me try that again. Pardon me. And then finally getting their act together as we close out the first half. Now the question obviously is, if you're the Bearskins, what do you have to do to turn things around to get back the momentum that they had early?
So to me, this is entirely on Bearskins offense. Their defense is playing great. They got 2 stops already, which is more than you should ask from your team. As a quarterback, I ask for my team to get me a stop in the game. That 1 stop in the game, I'll be happy. If you get me 2, it's like luxury, right? They already got 2. This is on Bearskins offense to start off the second half and score. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It doesn't matter if it's pretty or ugly. They don't need to go out with a 40 bomb. They just need to score. Put 6 points on the board, get a convert, go 19-14, put the pressure back on the Brotherhood's offense to keep up with you now. Because if you can't score on the first possession out, and the Brotherhood does, then not only is Bearskins going to have to play catch up with Brotherhood, but you're also basically giving them the game away, saying, here, have it, and let us steal it back from you. Bearskins are still in control. They still technically, this game is tied. They get the ball. If they're able to score, they'll force TO to sort of play from behind again, which is not necessarily what they're most comfortable doing. Don't let that happen.
And on switching sides, obviously the Brotherhood, you had a great end to the first half. How do you keep that momentum going?
Yeah, so Brotherhood right now, they've been able to stop Bearskins on the last offensive possessions. They got the momentum. They're confident. They know that their defense is going to work. They're making adjustments. If you're Brotherhood's defense, you want to force Neil to shoot over top. You want to see those high-flying balls that we all know what Neil Anderson to be. The quarterback that slings it deep, but against a defense that features Kwesi Gordamal on the left side, Jamal Giddens on the right side, Theo in the middle, it's not what you should be doing. So make him panic.
All right, here goes first play of the second half. Pass down the sideline. Hit it for Pappas. That's knocked away by Gordamal. Good defensive play by the former Concordia Stinger running back.
This play right here featured so many different things. It's a great play by great pattern by Sasha Papich to force Kwesi to go deeper and open his hips. The route running was great. Kwesi made a great adjustment on the ball. When he noticed that ball was coming, he jumped that as hard as he could, and the ball placement was horrendous. Right? If that ball was on the sideline, it's an easy catch. Kwesi misses a tackle, he's gone. But the ball was so far inside that Kwesi managed to make a play on it.
That's the second pass by Ettinson that almost went for a pick. Ettinson to Ettinson. Big catch finally by Ryan. And you can tell he had a bit of aggression when he made that first cut after coming around with the ball. Mad at himself for having that drop at the end of the first half, leading to that pick by Ojea.
This is going to be a key connection moving forward. Is the Ettinson to Ettinson connection between the brothers. They've been playing together for so long. Neil needs Ryan, right? Like it's his go-to underneath guy. He needs him to sort of fuel his offense forward. And the way this Brotherhood defense is playing, they're sort of giving that away. He had drops early in the game, so the confidence is out, but they need to go back to that because if they keep avoiding that position on the field, they're playing into Brotherhood's strengths.
So 2nd and 10 now. Ensign gets a snap. He looks deep, and he goes deep to the right-hand side, and that's way out of bounds again. And, partner, we've seen, I think, about the last 3 to 4 times Neil Ensign has gone deep. It's not that it's been incomplete. They've been totally off target, all his passes.
He doesn't look comfortable throwing. Khalil Kerr is an amazing rusher. He gets at you so fast. And the problem is you feel like you've got more time than you actually do. You feel like, okay, he's still like 10 yards away. But he's closing in so quickly that by the time you see him again, you realize, oh, I have to get rid of this ball. And your footing is off. And you can notice that he's always throwing with his back foot and his footing is wrong, which makes those throws a little bit off.
So 2nd down now. Ettinson rolling to his left. He goes deep again. Puts up a dangerous ball. Nice defensive play. Jamal Giddens getting in the way of that pass intended for Sasa Papage.
you saw it here again. It was a very similar situation where Neil is trying to buy time. He's trying to create himself a window by moving to the side, moving away from the rush. It worked, but he's waiting that extra second that makes it an uncomfortable throw. And if he would have been able to put that ball more on the outside, Sasha could have made a play. But the ball was focused where the DBs were coming, Theo and Jamal. And if you have these two guys dropping on Sasha, someone is open somewhere.
It's 3rd and 10 now. Ensign gets the snap, goes to his left. He throws, and that ball is tipped as well, I believe. But Khalil Kerr looked like he got a piece of that ball, almost picked off by Theo Ojea, setting up a 4th and long now. And looks like the Bearskins have all intentions of going for it now, obviously, on the plus side of the field.
They need to score. Regardless of what you do, you can't give them the ball back, right? It doesn't matter, like I said, it doesn't matter how long it takes, doesn't matter if it's ugly or pretty, as long as they score. And this is a key play in this game.
Now, when I ask you right now, if you're Neil Ensign, what are you calling in the huddle on this big 4th and 10 play?
I would go to someone not Sasha Papic, maybe Marco Bertoldi. Find a way to use, or Kyle Britton, who hasn't been used in this game. Use a guy that hasn't really been used and give him a route that you know you're comfortable throwing.
Ensign gets the snap. He goes to the left, throws it back across his body. Nice defensive play by Gordon Mall. Once again, that pass intended for, as you mentioned, Marco Bertoldi. Turnover on downs. Ball goes to the Brotherhood.
I'm really happy with the choice of targets. I'm happy that he went to someone else. The problem is, this is vintage Neil Ensign. He's forcing deep throws. You don't have to go deep on the 4th down like this. All you need to do is get a 1st down. But most of the targets, most of the route running on this one, they had 3 guys going deep. Even Kyle Britton was too far for a 1st down. They need to create better spacing for themselves. If Kyle would have been shorter on the route, would have been a 10 yards instead of 15 or 20, Kwesi would not have been able to make a play on that ball, or Kyle would have been on an island by himself.
So now, just before the midfield marker, the Brotherhood start their drive. Ojea tosses to the left sideline. Good catch. Nice grab right there by Majid.
By Saad
Majid.
So
just about to say that.
So let me ask you this,
by
Brad.
Papic.
If I told you this pre-show, right? The leading receiver for the Brotherhood heading deep into the second half is Saad Majid. Would you believe me?
No, not at all. I mean, I've watched 2 out of the 3 playoff games, and you just see it's pretty much a 3-man offense. No disrespect to Saad and his brother Ahmed. The Majid brothers definitely doing their thing, especially in this game. But we've seen pretty much it's been Kerr, Gordon Mall, and Gittins getting a lot of the balls.
And I'm really happy to see that they noticed the mismatch on Saad, and they're exploiting it as much as possible.
Gordon Mall in the backfield once again. He was called for rush interference last time. He gets the handoff. Nice cut. Makes one man miss it another. And a third almost. Oh, he's just brought down by Marco Bertoldi. Great run by Kwesi Gordon Mall.
You mentioned how he was a former Concordia Stinger running back. You saw it right here. He's comfortable in this position. He's comfortable with this sort of handoff. And you saw him. As soon as he's able to make a cut, he's going to make guys miss because he's been doing it for a living, basically, right?
So that run pickup of about, I believe,
it seems to be about like 6, 7, maybe 8 yards.
Yeah, 7, 8 yards. So setting up very manageable second down here.
Second and about 4, 5 yards, which is a very good position to be in. I hate to be at the 1 yard line on offense, but I love the 5 yard line.
So Jay gets a snap. Quick pass to Kerr. He catches it, makes one man miss. He just brought down, but at the 2 yard line by Kyle Britton.
This is one thing that we don't really talk about when you're looking at Bearskins, but these guys are all phenomenal tacklers, right? Kyle Britton, Kevin Libman, Sasha Papic, Marco Bertoldi, Vinny Golano, Sean Avram. Those are all guys that you can count on to not miss a tackle. And this is going to be key against a team like Brotherhood because of what we've seen so far. A lot of dink and dunks underneath. Let Khalil Kerr or Kwesi Gordon run with the ball. And the problem is, usually it works. They make a guy miss, but right now they're not really making guys miss. And those 2 yarders are only 2 yarders.
Ojea walking up to his snapper Kerr, giving him some last minute directions. Ojea gets a snap, looking for a target. And that ball's thrown right down into the ground. Good catch by Khalil Kerr. Touchdown, the Brotherhood. They extended their lead now to 20-12.
This is huge. You saw it right really early on the play. Theo's read was Jamal on the slant, and they took that away completely. They jammed him off the line, and they jumped right in front of that first window for the slant, and he wasn't open. Theo sort of looked away, and that's the play that he wanted. It wasn't there. But his ability as a scrambler to step back, create distance from the rusher, buy himself time to progress through your reads is why this Brotherhood's offense is so difficult to stop. is normally if the quarterback was either of us, that's a sack. Or it's a throwaway.
I guarantee
right?
you it'd be a sack, a throwaway, or maybe a torn hamstring by me.
A torn hamstring. I'd rather not, but you know.
Here's a pass, 1-point conversion. It's knocked down by Sean Avram, intended for Gordon Mall.
They attempted another 2-point convert. They feel comfortable going for 2. He went to Quays over the middle, but Sean Avram made a great play on the ball. This was a key play that we don't really talk about much because this would have given them the other a 2-score lead. Right? If you would have went for 1, Theo can't run on the 1-point convert. So maybe that's their thinking going, we always go for 2 because it allows us to run. But this would have been a key convert to create a very good cushion for their offense.
Here, Vinny Galano trying to fire up his teammates on the sideline. Edson gets the ball over the middle again. That's almost picked off. Pass intended for Ryan Edson. So that was James Ohayon. Almost made an interception on that ball.
Yeah, Benjamin Ohayon was able to sort of run back in and try to make a play on a deflected ball by Kwesi Gordon. By Khalil Kerr. Khalil Kerr has been rushing since that second drive on defense for Brotherhood. Khalil Kerr's rush has been phenomenal. And you saw it right here. He deflected the ball. Benjamin Ohayon almost made a key play right here. And now, what do you do with your Bearskins offense?
Ohayon, that's his first pass deflection of the postseason. Came into the game with 9 tackles. Bertoldi on a drag. He catches the ball. He's tackled, pardon me, by Gordon Mall. A pickup of about 4, maybe 5 yards on that play.
These are going to be key plays for Bearskins. We've talked about how the deep ball's not there today. Neil's not comfortable throwing these. It could be a footing issue. It could be a confidence issue. It could just be the way that Brotherhood's playing defense. He needs to turn incompletes into completions. Any way you can, this is a good way to do that. By throwing underneath, get the ball going. Maybe somebody's going to miss, and I'm going to get first downs. But they need to figure something out because they haven't scored in a long time now.
Edson gets the snap. Kerr decides not to rush. Edson runs. That ball is tipped and it's picked off. Running that back. Can he make it? Oh, he's finally tackled down. I believe that was Jeremy Ronson with the interception on that ball. Have to wait to see 100% if it is him.
It is Jeremy Ronson, who's been making plays for the Brotherhood's defense since this playoff started. He's one of those guys that I remember playing against a few years ago. I remember playing against Jeremy Ronson, and he was the guy to pick on when you're playing against the Brotherhood because he wasn't really comfortable playing defense. He didn't really understand the concepts, and he was playing with all these weapons around him, right? He was being tasked to do something that he's not comfortable doing. And Theo learned to use Jeremy in certain ways. Jeremy's developed as a very good defensive back. He's very aggressive in the flats. It allows our defense to be better. In this postseason, I think it's his 3rd interception now.
Yeah, this is his 3rd interception. He led the team actually in the regular season in tackles with 28. So Ronson, one of the unsung heroes of the Brotherhood squad. And that pass, I believe, was tipped actually by Ben Ohayon. Khalil Kerr electing not to rush on that play. Is that something you would see often as a quarterback?
I've seen it like once every blue moon, maybe. Like, it's not something that most people do because there's no point. As soon as you see that nobody's rushing, you got all day. You don't even need to move. You could just sit in the pocket and wait for somebody to come at you because why would you force anything? But Neil made 2 mistakes on that play. The first mistake was he decided to start moving, right? So once you start moving, you lose your footing. You're not as comfortable throwing. So maybe you wanted to run. So if you go out thinking I'm running, run. Don't half-ass it. But this is what he did. He ran up. I believe he passed the line of scrimmage, stepped up, started to plant, and threw it over to somebody who was open. So the flag was thrown because he passed the line of scrimmage. So this would have been an incomplete pass. And since it got picked off, they declined the penalty for incomplete pass for passing past the line of scrimmage. Get a turnover instead. So this was a lose-lose for Neil Anderson, really. So
basically, what you're saying, partner, is a bit of an if I can say that properly, unorthodox defense, pardon me, being displayed by the Brotherhood. But Edenson's decision pretty much played right into the Brotherhood's hands. OJ, his pass, and that's picked up by Galano. And we talk about one poor decision by Edenson, and another one right there by Theo J with the horrible interception.
This is huge. This is exactly what Theo J must not have done. Is times on their side, they get 4 shots at it from like the 2. Do not force anything. You don't need to knock it at them. You don't need to make a statement here. All you got to do is put 6 points on the board. And he forced one to something that didn't seem to be too open. And Vinny Guarano was a great defender. Made an amazing play on that ball.
So his last 2 plays and the interceptions, one by each team. Edison passed to his brother over the middle. And Ryan tackled down by OJ, and we see a late flag on the play. have to imagine that's going to go against the defender in Ojea.
It's probably going to be holding as he tackled him, sort of dragging him to the ground. So this is exactly what I mentioned earlier. Neil needs his brother. Right? With the way that this defense is playing, the way the rush is coming in, he needs to find a way to use Ryan. It doesn't need to be on deep 10-yard hooks. It could be on 1-yard hitches, but he needs to find a way to utilize his brother to force the defense to change what they're doing, because this Bearskins offense was up 12-6. Now it's 20-12. What could have been 26. Right? Like this Bearskins offense hasn't been able to do much, and they need to change everything they've been doing because it's not working.
Yeah, we'll have to see now if Neil Edinson listens to you, Simon. And he doesn't, he goes deep again, and that looks like it's going to be picked. And right through the hands of Gordon Mall. Can't believe he didn't come down with that interception, partner.
Gordon went up. Kwesi Gordon Mall went up, expecting to get this ball. Looked at his feet. Ball went straight through his hands. Honestly, I don't think he would have been able to bring that ball in. On the replay, you can see I don't think he was able to actually get his feet down with how far the ball was thrown. But again, it's one of those plays where you're thinking, why is Neil even going there? Right? Like, why are you forcing it deep this way when these corners and safeties are playing so far back?
The corners and safeties are playing so far back, and the deep ball just has not worked all game long, pretty much except for that one touchdown by Papage in the first half.
That
the
monster
deep ball,
play over TOJ earlier.
Other than that, the deep ball has not been there for the Bearskins. Edinson now deciding to run. Hits up a couple of yards. Oh, he's tackled by Kerr. Minimal gain at best by Edinson.
This is on a play that I believed would have worked.
Gain of 1 yard, exactly.
You see how quickly this rusher came in. Like you see how good Khalil Kerr is. Right? Like regular rushers don't get there. Regular rushers let him go by. The corner gets him at 7. It's a 7-yard gain. Kwesi managed to sort of get behind, tackle him for a yard. So not only did that play, now he can't run. Again, it's third down, he can't run.
It's third and long now.
And now you're third and 9.
So as you said it right there, partner, 3rd and 9 coming up now for this Bearskins offense. They're in need of a touchdown with 7:30 remaining here in the second half. Edinson gets the snap. Throws into a bunch of coverage. Nice catch by Bertoldi. Wrestles the ball away from Theo Ojea.
This right here would have been
a bit of rust off, and there's a flag on the play. Ojea looked like he's doing his best Jeff Van Gundy imitation there, hanging on to the leg of Alonzo Mourning, this time onto the leg of Marco Bertoldi.
Yeah, it looks like both their legs were sort of tangled together.
Tangled up, and I'll tell you this, partner, from watching Theo in the playoffs, he's a great actor sometimes, especially last week against Les Malouds.
Well, for sure, right? Why would you not? If your legs are actually tangled, you go down. You use this to your advantage. Get somebody pissed off. Get them off their game. I believe this is what happened. And seeing how Theo was walking off the field, could this OC be against him?
Yeah, it definitely is against him. They pointed in his in the Brotherhood direction. So Jay going to be out now for 5 plays. Coming in to replace Ojea. To wait and see what they're doing here. The referees finally finished talking to the Bearskins in the huddle.
So a UR was called on Marco Bertoldi and Theo Ojea because it's offsetting.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay,
there's no first down granted. So it's fourth down and 1.
Yeah,
but both guys are ejected for 5 plays.
Yeah, for 5 plays. So replacing Theo Ojea on defense is number 30, Saad Majid.
So this is a huge difference, right? So now what are you doing defensively? You just lost your safety. You don't have, and the biggest thing here is even if Brotherhood does get a stop here, they get 4 plays on offense without the quarterback. He's out for 5 plays. So ideally, you want to get the ball back. You do not want to let them score regardless of what happens. But who plays quarterback for Brotherhood if Theo can't?
I think it actually might be Jamal Gittins. He has a little experience in at least lower divisions playing quarterback.
Khalil had a season.
Or perhaps, you might put in Khalil Kerr. He can run for a couple of plays. If you can pick up 4 to 5 yards on a play, run the second play.
That could be their go-to. They might decide to run a little bit more, burn some plays.
Exactly. We'll have to wait and see, obviously, just for the 4th and 1 to see what happens with this.
It's going to be interesting to see. So I believe this was a great play by the referee to say, if it's actually tangled, he was right there. Craig O'Brien was right on the sidelines. If his feet were actually tangled and both guys were fighting him off, it felt very mutual, then eject both guys. Don't let this go longer. Make a statement as a referee to say, listen, we don't want this game to get out of hand. Both guys are gone for 5 plays. Right play make, and now everybody needs to calm down. Right? You know the referees are going to flag things. You can't keep your temper flaring. Great move by the referee, but now this helps Bearskins. Right? We talked about how balanced this team is. Marco Bertoldi steps out, Vinny Golano steps in.
Yeah, there's not a big drop off.
It's not a big drop off, but on defense, you replace
Exactly.
Tio Ojea by Sam
With Sam Majid, exactly, 100%.
It's a big, and you do lose your safety, so now you're looking at a completely
So
different
now,
look.
now what they do now is they're having Quasi go to Maul now drop back to safety. He has a bit of experience playing safety on his defense.
So Kwesi moved from the 1 from the corner position to the 3. He's now dead in the middle, which moved Benjamin Hawaiian one step to the outside as a corner because you're inserting Sam Majid inside. So you want Sam Majid to stay close, but you can't have him play corner. So this shakes up the entire defense.
Majid playing head-to-head against Libman right now. Golano lined up against Hawaiian. Toss over the middle. Nice catch by Libman. That pass looked like it was going to be intercepted for a second.
So this play went in so many different ways. So first of all, this pass seemed to be intended for Ryan Denson. The pass was too high. Barely touched it. Tipped it upwards. The DB wasn't able to make a play. Kevin Lim mid came from behind. The play wasn't meant for him. He saw the ball coming in. He kept on rushing. Caught the ball midair. And then a beautiful tackle by Jeremy Ronson, who got out of nowhere, got a tackle at the 1 to keep this drive alive.
And you talk about Simon for a quick second. That's the hustle right there, the awareness by Libman showing why he's a former All-Star.
Him and Jeremy Ronson got the tackle too.
So ball at the 1 yard line, quick pass, Edson back in his zone, cut by Sean Abram, touchdown, Bearskins.
So this is huge for so many reasons. This is huge because Bearskins are able to knock, the red zone. They have to score. They need to make some plays. So it's huge for the offense. But also, if this drive would have lasted longer, now they have 3 plays without Tio Ojea.
Exactly. So that touchdown right there by Abram narrows the lead 20-18 now. For the Brotherhood, obviously, the Bearskins are going to have to go for 2 here. Just under 5 minutes remaining in the second half. Brent Bakken, Simone Dagenet with you live from the Bell Sports Complex. The Division III Flag Plus Football Finals.
So this convert is big because first of all, it ties the game up, but it also takes away the opportunity for Brotherhood, if they score, to go by 2 scores late in this game. There's only 4 minutes left. So Bearskin needs to get points here.
Ensign gets the snap, looks to his right. He tosses it to the right, to the corner. That's way out of bounds. Intended for Sasa Papich. That play had no chance of being completed.
This is one of the things I've noticed, not only as a quarterback, but as a scorekeeper and as an analyst and as a media member, is on converts, if you throw it back at the end zone, always give somebody a chance. Because you've got nothing to lose.
Yeah, exactly.
If that ball's picked off, there's so many guys between him and the end zone that he's not going to run it back. But if you put it out of bounds and nobody has a chance to play that ball, you're basically throwing the convert away. It's like you never played it. What's the point? Take a chance. You've got nothing to lose. This is not going to kill your drive. Your drive's already over.
So Khalil Kerr, as you were saying before, partner, he's taking over for J at quarterback.
He's got about a season and a half as a quarterback experience, which does mean a lot here.
And that affects 2 positions, actually. Kerr, he's sacked by Libman. I was just about to say, that affects 2 positions. Here right now, Saad Majid. But remember that Majid going down and have to play snapper now.
Ahmad's playing snapper. Yeah. Ahmad has been a snapper for them before. It's not so much of a downgrade considering he's played the position. The snaps are good. But this was a huge sack by Kevin Lim.
That was a huge sack, and actually Kerr, he looked like he wasn't sure what to do as he saw Limon coming right in his face. He had Majid open in the flats.
He was hesitating a little bit, saw how big the highway on the left side was. If Kevin Lim misses it, that's a first down run. He didn't get and Kevin Limman is a very underrated rusher. He's a very, very talented tackler. And you saw right here, that was a huge sack. Pins them into the end zone. Now, Khalil Kerr is not in a comfortable position. Cannot allow a safety because they're only up by 2. And there's still 2 plays left without Theo.
Kerr gets the snap. He rolls to his left. He passes it right over the middle to Majid. Pickup of about 6, maybe 7 yards in the play, and back comes Ojea.
Sorry, I forgot to count the convert. So Theo Ojea is back on 3rd down. This is big. This is very, very big for the Brotherhood. Because they have him for 2 plays, basically they're still in a decent position. Yes, he took an 8-yard sack. It hurts this offense. They lost 2 plays. But this is still manageable.
Yeah, setting up about a 3rd, and I want to say 12.
Yeah, 10, 12 yards.
Yeah.
But it's still a manageable position considering how explosive this offense can be.
So Jay gets the snap. Kerr back to his regular snapper position. He's open in the middle. Toss to the left corner. Can Gordon Mall get there? No, he can't. And now it's 4th down for the Brotherhood.
This was a weird play design. You felt like Theo was looking for somebody to get there, but Khalil went over the top to the right side on the corner route. Kwesi seemed to have an underneath post to split the safety. but he released too late, and he was never able to actually get there. I don't know if it's because he got jammed or the play wasn't exactly what he expected, but you could see the frustration from Theo when he released it, and you could see from the walk back from Kwesi, either he's tired or he's like disappointed in himself.
So it's a big decision here for the Brotherhood offense.
You have to go for it.
They're going for it, yep. 4th and long.
Like I said, keep the game in your control. They have the players and the athletes here. You're only up by 2 points. If you give the ball back and they score, but only 3 minutes left, you might not see the ball again.
But then if you turn the ball over here, you give the Bearskins great field position.
Yeah, but they might score too quickly and give you the ball back.
And that's Jay gets a snap. Throws it right over the middle. It's intercepted by Avram. Avram running now. One man to beat him. Ojea! And Avram is down at the 1. You talked about it right there, partner. Going for it. Personally, myself, I would have punted that ball.
Yes, but let's not forget they've got 2 timeouts. Now they're at the 1. Bearskins have the opportunity to go up here. But if they score too quickly and they give the Brotherhood 6 or 7 plays with less than 6 points up, there's a chance that the Brotherhood could knock this game out of the park. And
again, and I understand your argument about choosing to go for it on that play, but don't you think you just want to trust your defense? I mean, they've been dominating pretty much the Bearskins. Yeah, the Bearskins got that touchdown on the last possession by Sean Avram, but other than that, it's been a while since the Bearskins have been able to score. I'm just saying, most people I think would just choose to punt that ball and put the game in the hands of your defense.
I'm a quarterback, right? I hate defense. I don't care about defense. It's boring. I want to play. So looking at this from a quarterback perspective, purely offensively you're speaking, right? There's 30 seconds left in this game. Brotherhood still has a timeout. So there's at least 7 plays left in this game. If Bearskins score right now, they take a timeout. The convert goes up. Brotherhood gets at least 5 to 6 plays on offense to score. If they stop the convert and Brotherhood gets the ball with 5 plays, they can win this championship with 5 plays. And
I'm glad you brought that point up, actually, because I want to ask you right now, obviously with the timeout being called by the Brotherhood, if you're Neil Ettenson in this Bearskins offense, do you now choose to, hey, listen, if we can score right here, we'll score right here, or do you maybe let a play or two run off the clock, having the confidence in your offense that you do, taking over the ball at the 1 yard line?
In 99% of situations, you cannot score on first down because you're giving them 5 to 6 plays. Problem is, they've only scored 3 times. You cannot afford, if you don't score, you lose this game, right? So at the same time, you need to grind the clock, you need to take some time, but you also need to put up points. So if you back yourself up in the corner and say, we're only going to score on 3rd or 4th down, you waste the first 2 plays, go into the last 5 plays of this game, and you can't score, you will lose. So what scenario benefits you? What's the scenario you want to be in? Give me 2 plays to score to go up and then put them in a tough spot? Or do I trust my defense to make a stop with 5 plays?
Obviously, you would know the Brotherhood defense. Obviously, you played against them twice in the regular season, beating them 35-25, I believe, back in week 9. But then losing to them in the first round of the playoffs. They held you guys to a season low 12 points. Quickly, Simon, what do you think was the difference in your first game versus your second game against the Brotherhood? And what do you think from that game in the playoffs that they could bring into this series right here?
Well, there was a lot of things that changed between our games. The biggest factor, obviously, is Jamal Gins and Theo Ojei's presence. They're the 2 best players on this team. It changes things. Even if they replaced him with a guy like Quaid Johnson, who's been on this team a lot, he's not exactly the same player that Jamal Gins or Theo are, just because they're so good. Right? So
legal contact on the receiver, previous play.
So they're challenging this play, actually. They're challenging the interception, saying there was contact on the receiver, which would make this DPI give them a fresh set of downs.
Yep. That's going to be huge. Obviously, each team has 1 challenge per game here in the finals.
This would be, if this call is overturned, it changes the entire thing we just discussed. Brotherhood is on offense. As a first down, there's 6 plays left.
At the 1 yard line.
They're going to Bearskins going to be forced to burn timeouts. Not at the 1 yard line anymore because they move up to where the penalty was. So they'll be like at the 13, 14 yard line where the first down was. Because they move up because it's DPI, right? DPI is at the spot of where it occurred. So they're going to move up in a very comfortable position with time on their side. They're going to force timeout to be burned by the Bearskins.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to be able to burn at least minimum 4 plays and only give Bearskins the opportunity to score, to win this game with 3 plays if the Brotherhood doesn't score. So if this call is overturned, it's huge.
It's going to be huge. It could be that could be the game right there. So the ruling on the field stands. The DPI is being waved off. So again, first down for the Bearskins off the interception by number 50, Sean Avram. First and goal for the Bearskins with 30.7 seconds left to 5 plays.
Forget everything we just said.
Exactly.
We're going to see
So
the
we're waiting to
replay.
see, the replay coming up here. So we're getting word from our head official in the replay booth, Leo Gervais, saying there was no contact on the play, pretty much whatsoever. And we see it on the replay right there. A nice play by Sean Avram, using some athleticism right there. No contact whatsoever. First down now for the Bearskins. Ettinson gets a snap, looks for the quick hitter. He rolls out to his left. He tosses it over. Intended for Bertoldi. That ball goes safely out of bounds. Smart play there by Ettinson, realizing he didn't have anything available.
Yes, it's a very smart play, like you mentioned.
Timeout called by the Brotherhood.
Very smart play, like you mentioned. But on top of that, you could see that he was looking to score, right? Like he was looking to knock this one out of the park. But because of how this played out, because they're trying something different, they're giving the other team a different look. It didn't work out. He threw it away very safely. The smartest thing Neil Edinson could have done in this moment.
But that's exactly it. Because, I mean, we've been seeing a couple times in this game throwing across his body or throwing up balls that maybe he shouldn't be doing.
But this was flawless. This was I put this one out of bounds. Let's live for another down. You get 3 more shots at this. You do not need to score on first down. It's not mandatory.
Now, if you're Neil Edinson here, what are you calling? Are you calling maybe a wide receiver slant? Are you calling it out by your slot receivers? Quick hook by the center? What are you calling?
I love Kevin Lidman in this game. He's been a monster the whole way. He needs to have a bigger impact now.
Edinson gets the ball, looking for the quick hitter again. Back it is a wide open Sasa Papage. Touchdown, Bearskins.
I know nothing. Whatever I say doesn't matter. Go to your best player and score.
So that touchdown by Papage gives the Bearskins the lead now 24-20. And they're electing to go for 2.
If they get this convert, they're up by 6, and they would cancel the fact that Brotherhood could win with a score. If they don't get this convert, all Brother needs to do with 5 plays is score to win the game. So this convert might actually end up being the fact that they couldn't get one earlier in the game. The fact that Brotherhood got these 2-point converts lead and forced Bearskins in uncomfortable positions allowed them to be in this position right now.
24 points scored, or given up rather, by the Brotherhood defense. The most they've given up so far in the postseason. They've come into this game giving up only 16 points so far in the playoffs. Edinson gets the snap, goes to his right. He circles back around. He's sacked by Khalil Kerr.
Again, this is a very similar situation to what happened earlier. Neil Edinson is not giving his receivers a chance. It's a convert. It doesn't matter. Try something. He's trying to make a play by himself. He's trying to be a hero. He doesn't need to be. And this is the problem here is now they didn't get a convert. They're only up by 4. And if Brotherhood scores, they get the lead again, regardless of the converts.
Yeah, you're thinking worst case scenario, even if that ball gets picked off, I guess, partner, even if the Brotherhood run that back for a touchdown, the Bearskins will still have the lead.
Yes, even if they throw a pick 6 on a 2-point convert, they're still up by 2. It's completely irrelevant to the outline of this game.
So now 5 plays exactly remaining. You heard that whistle. Ojea gets a snap on first down. He goes deep to Khalil Kerr. Nice catch by Kerr. Oh, he almost got past that tackle by Bertolli. Good job by the veteran and bringing down Khalil Kerr. And Ojea is hurt. He's down on the ground, slow to get up. Looks like he was kind of tackled or he tripped over Lippman.
You can see here right on the replay we're looking at what happened between Kevin Lippman and Theo Ojea.
So Ojea feeling like Lippman went low. You see Lippman already down on one knee as he's trying to make the sack. The ball did come up before the flag was pulled. So no real contact between Ojea and Lippman. This, I guess, with the force, Ojea was going to his left. To me, Lippman was coming from his right.
This looks very clean. As you're a rusher, you got to get there at some point. Like, you cannot. You have to get his flags. You have to touch him somehow, right? So this was not Kevin Lippman dropping his shoulder into his ribs or going dirty or whatever. He created some space. He didn't know if Theo was running or not, so he punted. He got there. This was a very clean sack. Well, it wasn't a sack, really. It was a clean tackle after a throw, which was fair. And this was a huge play by Khalil Kerr. So we've talked about how Brotherhood struggled to get big plays today, right? They've been doing the dick and dunk. It's been there. It's been open. But they have not gotten that explosive play we usually expect from Brotherhood, like that 4th down on the first drive where he chucked it up to Jamal, which he usually gets. And our Brotherhood are up by 6, and how am I going to stop Jamal moving forward? And there's nothing we can do. They didn't get that today. They don't have that today. Jamal's been weirdly off. The connection between Theo and Jamal is not what it's been usually, right? Like, so the scores have been to other people. Khalil Kerr has one today. Sam Majid has one today. I forgot who the third guy is. And so we're looking at a completely different look from this Brotherhood offense. Do you expect Jamal to have an impact in the last 4 plays?
I guess we're going to have to wait and see. The timeout that was called by the Bearskins is now over. 4 plays remaining. Ball just inside of the Bearskins territory, right over the middle to Gordon Mall, and that pass went right off his chest. You can tell right there, partner, looked like Gordon Mall was already thinking where he was going with the ball before actually catching it.
So this is what could have been a huge play for Brotherhood offense. The problem is there's still 3 plays left, so it doesn't matter, but you could see in their body language they're getting frustrated. And the problem is when you're getting frustrated, you're going to make a mistake because you're going to force something. They need to shake it off, act like it doesn't matter. There's still 3 plays left in this game. We still have many opportunities to score. And even if they do score in 2 plays, you're giving Bearskins even less chances to win.
That's a rare drop there by Gordon Mall. Has been solid on both sides of the ball all game long. 2-time champion. Part of that Brotherhood squad who won the championship last year in Div C. OJ gets a snap. He's going to run. He takes off to his left. Miss one man miss. Good tackle there by Avram. So a pickup of about 7, maybe 8 yards on the play by Ojea.
So we've talked about how confident the Brotherhood have been going for 2 on this game. Right? That they've been going for 2 every single time. They got 1, but they look comfortable. Now they're exactly at this distance. They're winning 10 yards. They're about 8 yards away from the end zone. It's the 2-point mark. They got the yardage they needed from the previous play on this play. They still get 2 cracks at the end zone. All they need to do is score to win.
So 3rd and 1 now, 2 plays remaining. Yeah, we talked about last year, the Brotherhood beating Laval's finest 35-31 here in Brossard to win the Division C championship last year. Again, they're looking to make it 2 in a row. Bearskins looking for their first. The closest they came was 2 summers ago, losing to the Commission 31-21. Ojea, he's hounded. Pass, and it's caught by Gordon Mall. Oh, and that was a quick play right there. Good hands by Gordon Mall. He actually dove in front of his teammate, saw Majid to make the catch. And a good job by Ojea getting that ball out just before he was sacked by Libman.
So many things happened in this play where I started thinking, you can't take the sack. You cannot take the sack. Release this ball. And as soon as he threw it to Saad Majid, I saw a player jump in front, and I was thinking, who? Right, like this is a pick. This is the game. Yep. And then I turned around and I noticed, nope, same team. I was wrong.
And of course, that's the life of a receiver sometimes. Gordon Mall dropping the easy one.
Making up for that
over the
drop.
middle, yeah, exactly. Making up for that drop, though. And that big catch, stealing one from his teammate, Sam Majid. So this is it. I believe the last play of the game. This is it. All the marbles.
Last play from the 2. Who do you go to?
Wait and see. Goes to his right. Toss to the corner. Catch. No, out of bounds. Not catching it. Is getting to that. Will do it. The Bearskins are your Division C champions.
TOJ opted to go to his main receiver, Jamal Gins, on one of their famous broken plays where the pattern is to hit it back at the end zone. So he had a sort of like a in, out, and up from the outside. It was a beautiful pattern, a great play design. The receiver was open, but the ball was just a little bit out of reach. If you put that ball 2 yards shorter, Jamal's able to make a play on it. But he had to leap forward and make and reach out for that ball, and it's a sort of catch you don't really make often. And now you can see from the Brotherhood that they're complaining about no calls on the last play, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. You can't expect the referees to make calls like that, I guess. And Bearskins played a solid game all around.
That's the Bearskins. Finally, we talked about multiple times throughout this broadcast, finally winning their first championship, finally coming now in Division 3. So see a replay of that. Again, a good route by Gins, but as you talked about, partner, that ball just out of his outstretched hands.
It was a very, very good route. I feel like he was open at the top of the route, but the biggest problem was, like you mentioned, the ball was a little bit overthrown. He wasn't able to actually reach out. And you got Bearskins. Bearskins played, the team Bearskins played a very solid game. Sean Avram got a key interception. Vinny Guadalajara got another huge interception on the goal line. Their offense made some plays. Neil Edinson was clutch when it mattered. Like, he was able to score in the red zone when the game was on the line. He did make some mistakes. He had a lot of opportunities. His team bailed him out a few times. He wasn't perfect, but when it mattered the most, when he was in the red zone and he needed to score, he scored, got the job done. 24 points was enough.
And you mentioned exactly right there. I think you hit the hammer right on the nail, right on the head. He wasn't perfect throughout the game. But the mark of a champion is coming through when it matters, and that's exactly what Edinson did to win his first championship.
Right, like what we were talking about it right when there was that challenge where they were at the 2-yard line, down by 2, 18-20, a few minutes left in this game. What are you going to do? And Neil Anderson was able to score. They burnt the first play because he played flawlessly. He thought, this play's not here, throw it away, get another down. They scored on the play right afterwards. They had something open. They had a look that they liked, took the score, and he banked on his defense to make the stop, and they did.
So I want to ask you, if you're the Brotherhood, obviously it's a heartbreaking way to lose the game. Obviously ending their attempt to go back-to-back. Where do you think exactly did the Brotherhood go wrong?
There was a few things that the Brotherhood... Listen, if you only scored 20, you made some mistakes defensively. I think the defensive game plan was amazing. I really like what the Brotherhood was able to adjust and do defensively. They held the other team to 24 points, which is great. Defensively, they made some mistakes. That you are against Marco Bertoldi and Theo hurt them. Right? If you take that UR away...
Yeah, but it's like 300, it's 100 feet of knots right now.
If you take that UR away, TOJ is there on defense for that last drive. Changes the game. He's there also on offense. Killer doesn't have to take that sack. It changes the game a little bit. I think that was a big game changer. I think that the first two drives also, it was a bit sloppy from the Brotherhood. I like the fact that they really involved Saad and Majid around halftime, right before the second half, but late in the game, you felt like they kept forcing it to Khalil, to Kwesi, to Jamal, where we had Saad open on the sidelines, where he could have used that in the last 5 plays. He could have gained some yardage there instead of trying to force it down the middle, but I can't take anything away from the Brotherhood. TOJ on the last 5 plays played really well. That drop from Kwesi really hurt them.
I'm going to ask you, who do you think is going to win the MVP of this game?
I don't know. There's a lot of options here. I think Kevin Littman had a very good game, underrated game. I think Sasha Papic made some good plays. That PD on the convert was huge. The catch, the first touchdown that he caught was big. Vinny Guadalon had a great interception. Sean Abram had a great interception. I feel like there's not really an MVP in this game. I feel like the Bearskins supporting cast should be the MVP.
Definitely. I think it actually is going to be Sean Abram. We're going to kick over to Pease, who has Abram with him for MVP.
All right, guys, I'm here with MVP Sean Abram. Much to my dismay, there's not a person who least wants to see you with this award, but Sean, you had a huge interception. Got you guys down to the red zone. With the way the game started out, did you think you'd be able to crawl back that late in the game?
I just knew that, honestly, I said to the guys, we just got to calm down. Our nerves are jumping. You know, we know we can do this. We can stop the ball, man. As long as we get the ball back, we'll score, you know. And that's what it was, you know. That pick was, I knew it was going to come from a deep in. I know he likes to run down his third down and his third down to go play. But, yeah, man, I just, you know, timing. It's all about timing.
More surprising, Bertoldi losing his mind or Sasha Papic's stare down after his big touchdown on Theo?
Sasha's, well, everyone saw that monster catch. It's going to be a catch. You know, when you go over Theo like that, it's a rare. It doesn't happen often. But with Bertoldi, he's just so intense. He wants to win so bad, you know, and that's what it was. Just nerves and like all the energy. You know, like, hey, it is what it is, right?
You won some championships. This is the first Bearskins championship in their tenure. What does this mean to you versus the championships you've won before?
You know, this one's extra special. I know how Ryan, Bertoldi, Neil, they wanted this one very bad. They wanted to give Ryan a championship before maybe going out, and they got it. That's why, you know, we're gonna go have some beers now at Ryan's house. Who knows what we're gonna do? A couple of things, but yeah, you know, it means a lot.
Get messed up.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Thank you, guys.
Sorry, once again from the Bell Sports Complex, the Bearskins win the game over the Brotherhood 24-20 and are your Division 3 winter season champions. For my broadcast partner, Simone Dagenet, I'm Brent Balkin saying thank you for tuning in. And don't forget to stay tuned right here. We have the Division 5A championship game coming up between the Spartans and Tents and Hammocks. See you next time.